Bom dia, day 6 of the Engenhão, the Olympic Stadium for the Rio 2016 Paralympic Games athletics. It's been spectacular so far. We're now into the second half of the track and field program. 5 days done, 5 to go. Absolute sunshine this morning. It was 37 Celsius for a bit during the day. Down on the track, they're saying it's 35 Celsius now, 28 in the shade. And it can only get hotter. We're heading towards the summer in Rio de Janeiro, and the shade is definitely the best place to be today. And if not, here with us will do very nicely too. Wonderful conditions for what we're hoping will be another spectacular day's action. 10 finals, 7 on the track, and 3 in the field. The women's 400 T37, Georgie Hermitage going in that. She won the 100 up against Marie-Françoise Elie. Men's 400 T52, Raymond Martin in his race for 4 medals. Men's 1500 meters T20, the intellectual category. Towards the end of the day, you'll see relay as well, T11-13. Visual impairment, the 4x100. And also the men's 100 T51, where the Paralympic champion's Tony Peaceman, and men's 100 T38, where the Paralympic champion is Australia's Evan O'Hanlon, who missed the Worlds in Doha. And also the women's 200 T36, where the Pan Am champion, Yanina Martinez of Argentina, is looking to do the double.
So plenty of the world champions are with us, and also defending Paralympic champions. And Brazil will be well represented once again. Those fans will be looking forward to that. They have a competitor in the first round of women's 400 meters T47 races, which will be kicking off shortly, with the Jesus Correa going around there. But plenty of action on the track and also in the field, evenly balanced, but plenty of gold medals to give away on this Tuesday in Rio. A couple of really interesting clashes as well in the track events, in particular the men's 400 meters T52 category and also the men's 100 meters T38 category. A couple of real showdowns there. So we prepare for our first track event, which is scheduled for 1.5 minutes time. And as you can see, the entrants are on the track for this first round of women's 400 meters, and this is the T47 class.
Arm amputee category. It features the reigning Paralympic champion, Unides Castillo, who broke down in the 100 meters final, and she does not start, as you see. So that potentially is the end of her Paralympic Games, sadly. And that's a big loss. Li Lu, her first major championship for China. Very impressive so far. You see that lane 5 is empty, so there's no Unides Castillo. She broke down in the 100 final as she did in the World Championship final. She still walked over the line in 8th place. This is side 2. She finished 7th in the 100 meters final here. Amy Watt also, best result, 4th in the 1 and the 2 in the Pan Ams in Toronto. And also, there is Amy Watt there. She's from Palo Alto in California. 5th in the 400 in the World Championships 2015. And also in lane 7, the Asia Oceania champion from Sri Lanka. And that is Lalwala Palliaguranance. Gold in the 2 and the 4 in Dubai. So it's Watt in 3, Suji in 4, Lilu in 6, Lalwala 7. The first 3 will go through, and away we go. Very good start by Amy Watt. A great championship in Dubai for Lalwala Palliaguranance for Sri Lanka. She won 3 medals there, having won 2 in the Asian Games 2 years ago in Incheon. Lilu's going very well. 59.53, a lifetime best this year. Sushi in lane 4, Watt in 3. We expect a bit of a fight back from her, but Castillo, the bullet from Cuba, not starting in this, and that is a real shame. Even more so what's happened to her in the last 2 global 100 meters finals. So it's Lilu in 6, it's Lalwala Palliaguranance of Sri Lanka in lane 7. Lilu leads it. Suji is in second place out of lane 4 for Japan, and Lalwala also And now Li Lu puts the foot down, and she's going to get the victory here for China. Li Lu wins it. 1:78. Second place in Suji. Third, Lalwala Palia Gurinans of Sri Lanka, and Amy Watt is in fourth place. Solid running. It's really hot down there, 35 Celsius. 1:77, and Li Lu takes it.
Personal best from the third athlete across the line, Lalwala Palia from Sri Lanka, but having a real battle with Lalwala Palia was the Chinese athlete and eventual winner Li Lu, and then having to fend off Shuji Sai from Japan, but that was a strong performance late, and her time of 60.78, which is about 1.2 slower than what she has run this season, so perhaps just keeping a little bit left in the tank as well. But strong run by Suji Sei towards the inside from Japan, clocking a decent time, 1:01.85 as well. But it was all about China in the first of the heats in this women's 400 metres T47 category. So the first three going through, and then the next two fastest advancing. So Amy Watt's time of 1:04.56. She will have to just sit this out for the moment. So a field of 4 in that first heat. We've got a field of 5 in the second. Now the field action getting underway with the men's club throw. This is the F32 classification. There'll be 10 starters in this event. Greece with 2 of them. And we see the world record holder in Maciej Sochal from Poland doing battle in this. And we have 4 that won't be starting here. So we lose Balaz, we lose Masoni, we lose Bakiri, and also Al Mahaki is not going to be out there. So that means we're down to some 6 starters in that men's club throw.
Yeah, I don't know why that's the case. All 3 Algerian athletes are not starting this now, Balaz, Masuni and Bakiri, and for Oman Al Mashaiki. I don't know, maybe they were traveling together. Got stuck in traffic or something.
A bad meal. Who knows?
This is F32, so it's cerebral palsy. It's the second most impaired category of seated throws. Ganoias of Greece, 3 in it from that, and they are all here. And they're all in good spirits ahead of this, and they're all obviously in the shade. Hot, hot, hot today.
Now, next event on the track, women's 400 metres T47 classification. We have lanes 3 through to 7 being utilised here. We have a field of 5. Silver medalist in London going around here in Anruna Leibenberg from South Africa, the reigning world champion from Doha last year, clocking 56.65 for the journey. That is Amanda Cherner on screen from Chile. The 18-year-old who turned 18 just before the start of the championships. And Brazil represented here by De Jesus Correia. Teresina De Jesus Correia, 35-year-old. Bronze medalist in the 100 metres. And also in the Para-Pan American Games was the silver medalist in both the 100 metres and the 200. So just waiting for this track event to be introduced. And now the cheers go across the stadium as they realise there is a Brazilian entrant here. Here she is, Teresina Jesus Correia. And here is Runa Liebenberg. She's an interesting character, silver medalist in London in this. She's got 2 medals from London, but they were both stolen when she was travelling to a speaking engagement, and she lost them at the airport. So Cherner from Chile, Liebenberg from South Africa, Vargas from Peru, Correia Santos, Brazil, and Azanor, Ethiopia in the outside lane of 7. A field of 5, first 3 going through, and then the next 2 fastest advance to the final round. So away they go in this T47 classification. Azanor away fairly towards the outside. A really good start from Liebenberg, already passing her opponent to her outside in Vargas, and already is going to move up into second position despite the stagger. At the moment, Azanor in front, heading towards halfway. Towards the right of picture, you have Liebenberg, and then Cherner on the inside of her is also starting to pick up some ground as they come off the back section. So it's the silver medalist from London, and that is Liebenberg, who is in the middle of the pack and is now going to take the lead from Azanor on the outside. Cherner looks as though she's going to give Liebenberg a race as they come into the straight. So it's South Africa and Chile here. It's Cherner on the inside of Liebenberg, who just takes a bit of a peek to the left. She's absolutely cruising Liebenberg, and now really putting in his Correia Santos on the outside. Will almost make it a line of 3. Liebenberg will just take it from in second place. Correia Santos, Cherner in third. Pretty cruisy for the favourite going in, though, in Liebenberg. And the time of 1:01.79. Correia Santos, 1:01.88. The crowd love that. 1:02.03 for Cherner, the 18-year-old from Chile. But that looked so soft, she barely raised a sweat.
Well, I think the conditions are so hot this morning, Matt, that basically a lot of athletes are just saying we're not going to give it 100%. And it is the top 3 going through out of the 5, so chances are if you give it a good shot, put about 70%, 80% into it, you'll be fine. But Jesus Correia is drawing out of the energy from the crowd that we've seen so many Brazilian athletes do here. They're among the most successful athletics nations at this Paralympic Games. Liebenberg, the reigning world champion from Doha, with that silver in London. A nice, comfortable pop around. I think we should probably forget about the times in most of these events this morning. We're not going to see many records, I don't think, because of the absolute baking conditions here. But Liebenberg, good little hop around. She gets the win, 1:01.79. De Jesus Santos also for Brazil, and Serra also for Chile. The 3 who'll go through. And just see how well paced these were. And it's almost like watching guides in a visually impaired race. They were stride for a lot of that, and then easing over the line. No real worries for these 3, comfortably into the final. Job done, and that's all they needed to do. Good to see Azanor get a lifetime best in 4th, 1:04.57. Her first global competition since 2012. Quite a number of countries, African nations, have had funding issues, so I've seen athletes qualify for world championships but haven't been able to get them there.
Very shortly, the first of our finals. They're about to come thick and fast. We have the women's 400-metre T37 Final. There's some of the school children who have just seen themselves on the big screen, and they're absolutely delighted. They've got their 30 seconds of fame. They're very excited. But great to see them here enjoying and hopefully being inspired. And you never know, they might be on the track in a few years' time. Plenty of the spectators enjoying the shade here in the Olympic Stadium. That has seen some momentous action in the last month or two, including here at the Rio Paralympic Games.
Now supporters there of Holly Arnold. She goes later the women's Javelin F46 final for Great Britain. They'll be underway in just over an hour's time.
So the competitors are arriving at the start for the women's 400 T37 Final.
This will be a very, very good decider. We've got fans of Vasco da Gama in the house today. You can see that Red Cross, one of the big football teams in Rio de Janeiro, play their football in São Cristóvão, the St. Christopher district, alongside the Maracanã. Well, here's the result of that women's 400 T47. And Yengus Agno actually has been disqualified, so Liebenberg with the win. Teresina de Jesus also going through in second place. And these, then the qualifiers. It allows Vargas into the final as a result of that. Lilu, the fastest overall, 1:77. Nobody breaking a minute, but then nobody really needing to, considering how warm it is here. The final of the women's 400 meters. T37, cerebral palsy category, rated as the second fastest, strongest of those, second least impaired. And Georgie Hermitage, the reigning world and European champion and world record holder, to be watched out for here, along with the Paralympic champion Neri Baha. Li Ying Li, who's the world 200 meters champion. We'll go through all the CVs later, and the great Mandy Francoise Ali. Very, very good field. So let's introduce them to you. And in lane 8 from South Africa, she was 8th in the 100 meters final here, 4th in the 400 final in Lyon at the Worlds, is Liesel Gauss. Lane 7, first major championship, but she's done well to reach this final for China, Zhang Fenfen. The defending champion from London 2012. Gold in the 4 there, bronze in the 100. Since then, silver in the 400 in Lyon at the Worlds in 2013 for Tunisia. Neri Bahe, first major championship, but she won her semi-final for China. Wen Zhaoyan, the 100 meters champion from London 2012. Gold in the 100 and 200 of the Worlds in Lyon and home soil the following year. For France, Mandy Francoise Ali, the reigning European and world champion. 4 golds in Grosseto at the Europeans. For Great Britain, Georgie Hermitage. From Namibia, bronze in the 200 in Doha in 2015. The 200 meters Paralympic champion from London. For Namibia, Joanna Benson. And in lane 1 for China, the Asian Games 4x1 champion, silver in the 1 and the 2 and bronze in the 4. And the 200 meters world champion, Li Ying Li for China. Quite a young field, actually, most born in the 90s. Mandy Francoise Ali, born just a couple of months before that. And Georgie Hermitage as well. Well, this is quite the joust. Li in 1, Benson in 2, Hermitage 3, Francoise Ali 4, Wen 5, Bahi 6, Zhang 7, Gauss in lane 8. The final of the women's 400 meters, T37. They're away first time. Very good start by the Paralympic champion. Bahi away well in lane 6. Francoise Ali and Hermitage also going very well right from the start. Bahi's got off to the best at the moment, and so is Zhang Fenfen, the 18-year-old, turns 19 next week. Very good break from her in the far straight. Zhang in 7 for China. Bahi going well in 6. Also, Wen of China in 5. Francoise Ali and Hermitage in 3 and 4. Very close and tight at the moment. Here's the bend on the far side. Still Bahi going brilliantly for Tunisia out of lane 6 and accelerating at this stage. And now Hermitage is going to have to put the foot down as they hit the closing straight. Looks to be between Hermitage and nobody else right now. Georgie Hermitage of Great Britain turning brilliantly. What acceleration at the 250 point. It's between Bahi and Wen for the silver medal, but Georgie Hermitage is going to get gold for Great Britain. It's fast, it's a new world record. 1 minute point 54, Wen in 2nd, Bahi 3rd, Zhang 4, Mandy Francoise Ali in 5th place. Well, we said it was really hot, and to forget the times, it's 36 Celsius for goodness sake. But Georgie Hermitage has got out there and done something really superhuman. The double Paralympic champion, a new world record. Georgie Hermitage, 1 minute point 53, and that is quite exceptional.
She was clearly the best away, and then down the back straight, she was really putting in the big strides, and that set her up, that propelled her off the 250-metre mark, and by the home turn, it was all over. Georgina Hermitage, and a proud moment for Team GB. A spectacular run in trying conditions. Bahi adds to already an impressive resume, but it's all about Georgie Hermitage here in this. And there is the close-up shot of her start. It was clean, it was proficient. And then it was all over by this point. A good battle for the silver medal with Bahi and also underneath of her Wen Zhaoyang. But in the end, it was a world record to Hermitage and records to Wen and also Bahi in their particular areas of the world.
Well, we're going to have to start looking for new superlatives here, because Hermitage, quite sensational, and she paced this really well. And you can't criticise Wen or Bahi either, because they've got continental records in 2nd and 3rd. Bahi was out brilliantly, but Hermitage really accelerated just past the halfway point at 200. Look at Francoise Ali tying up a bit. Silver in the 400 in Doha, whereas quite peaky in terms of the heat also, but Hermitage going all the way through at full belt. She knows no other way. She's taken a full 10th of the second from the world record set at the Europeans in Grosseto. It's a new Paralympic record by 3 seconds as well. And Georgie Hermitage, the Paralympic champion, in a new world record time, 1 minute point 53, Wen the silver for China. And Nede Bahi, the outgoing Paralympic champion, gets bronze for Tunisia. Zhang 4, Francoise Ali 5. Wen and Bahi with African and Asian continental records also.
So already the Olympic Stadium set alight with a world record in this morning session. And now this is the men's 400-metre T52 final with a full field of 8 starters. We see the world record holder who set it last year, Raymond Martin, involved here in lane number 3, goes in as favourite, but is going to have some tough opposition from Tomoki Sato of Japan next to him in lane 4, and also Gianfranco Iannotto from the USA in lane number 5. That is the lineup. One of a couple of finals that's a real showdown. As we have a look in the outside lane, this is Pete Manglawan from Philippines, qualified at a time of 62 seconds or thereabouts. Had to fend off the opposition to go through in 3rd place. Here is Mario Trindade from Portugal. Personal best of 62.51, needing to go better than that for a medal here. This is Perez Juarez from Mexico. Can get around the minute mark, not in that form at the moment. This is Gianfranco Iannota. Real medal chance for the USA. The 22-year-old. Here is Sato from Japan, the world champion, clocking 60.91 in that world championship event. Was inspired to compete after watching the Olympics or Paralympics only 4 years ago. Here's Raymond Martin, world record holder, qualified in slick timing. He is the man to beat, gold medalist in the 100, the 200, the 400 and the 800 in London. The silver medalist here in the 100 final at this particular Paralympics. Pachaya Ratnasiri from Thailand. And in lane number 1, it is Hirokazu Yonebaru. So that's the lineup, full field. This men's 400 metres T52 final. We're going to see another record here. It predominantly will be lanes 3 and 4 to watch. That's the battle. The defending Paralympic champion and the world champion in lanes 3 and 4 respectively. So away they go. Paralympic record 57.25, world record 55.19, and at this early stage it is Martin getting off to a flying start as they head towards the back section, and just a little bit slow away was Sato, trying to gain a little bit more momentum going into the back section. Trindade from Portugal away quickly. Perez Juarez is chasing him down, but have a look at Raymond Martin from the USA. Right of picture is already gobbling up that lead. In the centre, fighting on hard as well as Iannota from the USA. He's in front already, Martin. This could be something really special coming off the back with 150 metres to go. He leads by 5 metres, but now the challenge is coming from Sato. He is starting to lift the man from Japan, coming around the turn with 80 metres to go. It's Martin in front. He's got the world champion chasing him in Sato, but it's the Paralympic champion from London. Martin is clear. All eyes on the clock. He's going to take the gold medal again in Rio. 58.42 from Sato. They absolutely spaced the others. Iannota in 3rd place, and then it was Perez Juarez. Behind them was Ratnasiri from Thailand, and then it was Yonebaru from Japan. Well, he racks up another gold. He won 4 of them in London. And that's another brilliant display after a fantastic start. Brave silver medal from Tomoki Sato, but his slow starts cost him. He's always the chaser. And Raymond Martin is always the man to be pursued.
Well, he really wanted this one, Martin, after being beaten for the gold by his teammate Gianfranco Iannota in the 100 metres final. He got away in this very well. The longer distances, he'll tend to grind the rest down. Now, he didn't compete in this in the World Championships in Doha last year, Martin. He did compete in a few others. And Sato, the world champion, in his absence from the race, just looking at tire threads, really. Martin away very well. 58.42 is a very good time. I mean, we're very used to world and Paralympic records here. Just a second outside the Paralympic record, which Tomoya Ito holds from 8 years ago. But Martin, still very young, 22 years old, despite the fact that this is his 4th Paralympic title. 7 times world champion, having taken 5 golds in Lyon at the Stade de Rome 3 years ago. Very effective by Raymond Martin. And he's back on top of the podium again. He really wanted to make sure this solid start, and Martin wore down the rest, and he is the Paralympic champion again.
So it was Martin in 58.42 from Sato 58.88. Iannota 102.16, and Perez Juarez in 4th. Ratnasiri from Thailand in 5th. Next we have first of our victory ceremonies in this session. This is for the men's javelin throw, which was conducted on day 5 of the Paralympic Games. Mr. Sushi Yamawaki presenting the medals, and he will be assisted by Mr. Donovan Ferretti.
Yeah, competition lasted a long time, actually. It started right at the start of the evening session, 5:30 local Rio time last night. And they were the last event, still competing around 3¼ hours later. So Cao Ngoc Hung of Vietnam takes a very, very valuable bronze medal. Iran with the gold and the silver. They're very strong in the throwing competitions and also in powerlifting. And Abdullah Hidari Till gets the silver, went out to 43.77. And remember, it's seated throwing. So the upper body strength is immense, and you have to stay strapped to the chair the entire time. It took a world record to beat him in the end. So Till and Mohammed Kalvandi picks up the gold. He picks up the world record as well, 46 meters 12. Very, very impressive throw. He does have a lifetime best further than that, but not a fully sanctioned IPC event. Gets his golden tom as well. Now they're real collector's items. So are the gold medals, obviously. Gold and silver for Iran. I know he's a strong man. I fearfully might bite through that. Here's the anthem of Iran. Well, great glory there for Iran, for Kalvandi the gold, Hidari Till the silver, and Cao Ngoc Hung with Vietnam's first ever Paralympic athletics medal of all time. And prior to these games, they'd never won a Paralympics medal full stop. It's their fourth of the games. They've won a gold and bronze in the powerlifting, a silver in the swimming, now a bronze in the athletics. Picture perfect for Cow. And our medalists. Well, those in the shade, very wise. It's only really the south stand where the fans are in an exposed position, so they've moved their way back. I think that took quite a bit of handiwork to do, supporting South Africa. If someone lives near me, it's probably 30, 40 kilometers away, and his entire front garden is made up of little structures like that, commemorating various major sporting occasions and Olympics and Paralympic Games. It's a bit of a tourist feature. Occasion where even fans of Flamengo and Fluminense can sit alongside each other. So this is the final of the men's 100 meters T51. It is the most impaired category. But we've some really terrific athletes in this, including the reigning Paralympic champion and world record holder, Tony Peaceman. Well, Peter Kinane, the reigning European and world champion, starts this for Belgium. Stephen Osborne for Great Britain, the former world champion Navarro Sanchez, and Tony Peaceman, the reigning Paralympic champion. Here is Tony Peaceman. Most recent titles he won were in the Europeans in Swansea in 2014. He's the reigning champion from London 2012. He's based in Helsinki. His club based in Espoo, on the outskirts. Home of the Angry Birds. Other aviatic games are available. Peter Genin of Belgium, formerly a wheelchair rugby international, who crossed over to athletics a couple of years ago, and he's won medals at every major championship since. And Elder Mestre of Portugal, from Lisbon. Best result, 5th at the Europeans in the 100 and 400 this year in Grosseto. Strong field. They are the, as we say, the most impaired, so it takes a while for them to get going. Longest championship distance for them, therefore, tends to be the 400 meters. So let's go through the field. Six times Paralympic champion in athletics and once in swimming. For Italy, Alviso Davide, most successful athletics Paralympics for him. Sydney 2000, won gold in the 8, the 15 and the marathon. For Algeria in lane 3, gold in the discus in London 2012. Bronze in the 1, similar in Lyon in 2013 for Algeria, Mohamed Bekkeral. Lane 4 for Belgium, the reigning European and world champion from Belgium, Peter Guérin, champion in the 1 and the 4. For Great Britain, bronze in the 1 at the Europeans in Grosseto and in Swansea 2 years earlier. For Dartford Harriers, Stephen Osborne. Lane 6, the former world champion over 1 and 2. Christchurch in 2011, and gold in the 2, and Leon in 2013. Edgar Navarro of Mexico. Lane 7 for Portugal, 5th in the European final in the 1 and the 4. Helder Mestre. And the reigning Paralympic champion from Helsinki in Finland, Toni Piispanen. European golds in the 1 and the 4 in Swansea 2014, and gold in the Worlds in Lyon in between. So it's a good field. I expect this to be quite tight, really. Piispanen looking to get a successful defence of his Paralympic crown. Davidi in 2, Barral 3, Guérin 4, Osborne 5, Navarro Sanchez 6, Mestre 7, Piispanen in 8. The final of the men's 100 metres, T51. And away very quickly, and it's Osborne to watch in 5, and Guérin in 4, and Piispanen in 8. Real battle at the moment for Guérin for Belgium. Becquerel right alongside. Navarro coming up for Mexico. Piispanen's back a bit. Guérin's going to get the gold for Belgium. Silver for Becquerel and bronze for Navarro Sanchez, with Piispanen in 4th. And it's a new Paralympic record. 21.15 for Belgium. It's Peter Guérin. Well, he came through well, and he breaks Piispanen's Paralympic record, breaks his Paralympic dominance as well. Piispanen was back a bit. He's outside the medals in 4th. Becquerel the silver, Navarro Sanchez the bronze. But Guérin, once he got going, just had enough over the rest.
And as you said in the call, Will, the start from Guérin was the most important. He really powered and had a real advantage in the first few strides on the inside. Berradal gave him a race, but then look at him come away, and you get the impression the longer the race would have gone, the longer Guérin would have had the advantage. He was clearly the best on the day, and that was a big win. Algeria with the silver, and then a real scrap for the bronze, and it was Navarro Sanchez with the season's best of 21.96 for the bronze medal. And Piispanen from Finland in 4th place, only a year older than Peter Guérin, but has well and truly been dethroned here, and was beaten a fair way by the gold medalist. So it's Belgium gold, Algeria with the silver, Mexico in the bronze medal position. Here is the all-important start. This is the man who's just been pipped out of a bronze, Piispanen on the left of screen and now in the middle of your picture. But look at the start that Guérin got. It was clearly the best. And then it was only left to Berahal on his inside to try and go with him. Too good.
Yeah, nice margin of victory in the end for him, really, with that Paralympic record, 21.15. He knew there was no run, had to look around, see that look to his right of Piispanen. He might not have been aware that he got past him until he had that look. Guérin gets the gold, Becquerel the silver for Algeria, and Navarro Sanchez the bronze for Mexico, with Piispanen in 4th place. Quite a margin. And when Guérin looked across and saw how far back Piispanen was, that's when he surely knew he won.
Well, the Brazilians have got a little bit to cheer about, especially down there at the 100-metre start where all of the school children are, because they have Edson Pinheiro going in this next event. Over on the far side of the stadium, the back straight side, the long jump getting underway. The club throw is also well and truly underway. We'll keep you updated with those field events as well. But again, a top atmosphere here, despite the hot weather. Around about 36 degrees trackside. Humidity not as high as what we've experienced over the last couple of days, but it's pretty hot.
And the stripes of Botafogo, who are the football club that play here.
So the next event, the men's 100 metres T38 final, and this is a real clash. We see Hu Jianwen in lane number 5, competing in 3 events here and is the current world champion. Taking on Evan O'Hanlon from Australia in lane number 7, who won this event in Beijing and also London. 11 years since making his debut for Australia. Has tasted gold Paralympic Games 5 times. In lane 2 is Mohamed Chida from Tunisia. And had a birthday only 2 days ago. 34 years of age. Zhong Huangkao from China. And his birthday is tomorrow. Wednesday, Rio time. This is Luis from South Africa. Hu really went hard in his heat, really made a statement, and was clearly quicker than O'Hanlon, who really just came out to have a look in the morning session. Splitting them is Pinheiro, Edson Pinheiro, with a massive roar from the stadium crowd here. His personal best is 11:23, and he's in that sort of form this season. Evan O'Hanlon, the current Paralympic champion in the last 2 Paralympic Games. The flowing locks have gone, but he looks like a man on a mission. And here is, in lane number 8, David Diaz-Mosquera, running his best time, his lifetime best this season, and Zhou Wenjong from China in lane 9. So China represented by 3 athletes here in lanes 3, 5 and 9. The favourites coming from lanes 5 and 7. So again, we have the current world champion and the Paralympic defending champion doing battle. This time in the men's 100 metres T38 final. Plenty of support as well around the stadium for the Brazilian and Edson Pinheiro. And the big screen and the announcer also calling for quiet. So terrific atmosphere around the stadium at the moment, but the athletes need to concentrate. O'Hanlon stares down the 100-metre straight. Hu looking quite relaxed. And capitalise on that strong heat win. O'Hanlon, the world record and Paralympic record holder at 10:79. Ready. And away. No, false start. A false start, and it looks pretty level to my eye. Hu and O'Hanlon off fairly well, but there didn't look to be any major issues.
Didn't look like anybody really obvious at all there. So this will be interesting. Right alongside O'Hanlon, it might have been Diaz-Mosquera of Colombia.
Just a slight nudge, wasn't it? Just the ever so slightest of nudges. I'm glad you picked that up because it was so slight. The camera has focused in on him. So nervous wait for some of the athletes. They're so pent up already and they're thinking, was it me? No, it was the outside lane. No. Now they've got it right. Gee, I tell you what, Zhu Wenjung, he's just got the fright of his life. And now Diaz was square. I think he wants to have a look at the replay because he's a little bit confused by it all as well. Let's have another look. Watch just a little jiggle. Gee, there wasn't much in it. So it wouldn't be a 100-metre final of any kind without some sort of drama. And now we have a vacant lane. So even though O'Hanlon just cruised around in the heat, he probably goes in as slight favourite. Take two. Set and away at the second attempt. Hugh away fairly. O'Hanlon out fast. Look at Hugh, power. 50 to go. O'Hanlon's got a challenge. Hugh the man to beat from O'Hanlon. Hugh will win the gold from O'Hanlon. And then the bronze, I'd say Pinheiro, the Brazilian's got it. The time, let's have a look, 10:74. 10:74, that's a world record. Well, he was the man to beat after two strides. That was so powerful. And that mid-race speed was magnificent. He made a statement in the heat, and now in the final, he has powered away. There was further improvement there. Hugh Jianwen, the world champion, 11:08 in Doha last year. He has obliterated that in the Paralympic Games. So it's a gold to China, silver Australia, bronze Brazil.
Well, O'Hanlon looks so driven on the line. Huge cheers here for Brazil as Edson Pinheiro takes the gold. But who took the world title in Doha in the absence of O'Hanlon on the track? He was there as a commentator instead in Doha last year. Who had the momentum, certainly. And he had the big advantage over O'Hanlon, whose Paralympic title is gone and the world record as well. And just look at who go out of the blocks. O'Hanlon still had a lot of power there, but it was who all the way, accelerating clear. And look at that gap. Just about quarter of a second in the end. 24 hundredths. Who's smashing the world record set by O'Hanlon in London in 2012. And it was magnificent, really, from the Chinese. O'Hanlon did his best to fight back. At this stage, he knew it was gone. And O'Hanlon, it's silver for Australia and gold for who? And the world champion has made good on his promise from last year because he's beaten everybody now of note in this 100 metres final. And just look at that powerful start all the way through by Hugh Jianwen. O'Hanlon out very well also, and even better was Zhu Wenjun. I don't know if O'Hanlon was distracted at first in the fight. There was nobody in his lane alongside, but then he'd have glanced across and see who streaking out ahead of him. Real brilliant power and pace by the Chinese, and who now has the Paralympic and world titles and the world record too.
And that tracking camera gave us a terrific guide as to both of the favourites got off to good starts. Maybe, if anything, Hugh just slightly better, but then it was the next couple of strides after that. And he just really accelerated. The turn of foot was outstanding. Thrilling stuff from the Chinese athlete. 10:74, a new world record in this category. Evan O'Hanlon, the silver. And the crowd wasn't aware that Pinheiro had got the bronze. And when they announced it, the crowd went berserk. And then celebrations. Edson Pinheiro coming up the home straight, and the crowd absolutely loving it and giving even the school children something to cheer about. So a memorable race, the men's 100 metres T38 final, and China, I believe that might be their 11th gold medal.
It's their 11th gold medal, and it's Brazil's 18th medal overall, and only China have won more than them. 18 medals along with Britain and the United States. He had the same time as well in that, Pinheiro, alongside Dian Boyce, but given it by a couple of thousandths. But I just think a lot of watchers shocked by the margin in the end. Brilliant time by who? Second world record on the track this morning, despite the fact it is 36 Celsius. The final of the women's 200 metres, T36 and brilliant quality in this field as well. The 100 meters Paralympic champion is going in this. Wang Fan, 12 years ago, claimed this in world record fashion at the Olympic Stadium in Athens. Was in there a few months ago. It's still in great nick. The Pan Am champion, Martinez, also the 100-meter champion here, and the former European champion and the Asian Games champion are all competing here. Big cheer at the start for Brazil. Tecito Oliveira Cruz. Sixth in the 100 meters final here. Fourth in the 1 and the 2 in Doha at the Worlds. So she's a great candidate for a medal here. First major championship, second Paralympic final for Daniela Rodriguez Angulo of Colombia, unplaced in the 100 final. Silver in the 100 here for the former European champion from Swansea 2 years ago. He's been winning medals since 2006 from Saarbrücken in Germany, Claudia Nikolaitse. She of China, first major championship, won her semi-final. So she's a contender, as is the 100 meters champion from earlier this week, from Rosario in Argentina. The 100 and 200 Pan Am champion in Toronto, Yanina Andrea Martinez. The Asian Games champion over 1 and 2, and the world champion over 1 and 2 in 2013 in Lyon, Jun Min-jae of Korea. Alyssa Seeley of the United States, the triathlon Paralympic champion here this week. And she's the reigning world champion in that also, 2 years in a row, Alyssa Seeley, USA. And from Hong Kong in lane 1, bronze in the 200 in the Asian Games in Incheon, Yam Kwok Fan. Brilliant field. Shi Yiting, 18 years old. Excellent win in a semi-final. T36, the third strongest, second most impaired cerebral palsy standing category. Yamin 1, Seeley 2, Jun 3, Martinez 4, Shi 5, Nikolaitse 6, Rodriguez 7, Oliveira Cruz in lane 8. Underway in the women's 200 meters final. Keep a close eye on Martinez in 4. Great delight for her. And look at Shi Yiting go. Look at her go. Straight away out of 5 for China. And Shi Yiting is a huge lead. Martinez coming up in second place in lane 4. But Shi Yiting is way clear. Oliveira with a great chance of a medal for Brazil. It will be gold for China. Shi Yiting. She's coming through to win. 28.76, and it's silver, I think, for Hong Kong for Yam. Jun was up there as well. Martinez in third. I think Jun got second. Martinez might have been picked for third place for Nikolaitse. But Shi Yiting has won that for China. A personal best of 28.74. Jun gets the silver for Korea. Nikolaitse, I think, got the bronze, and she did. So Shi, Jun, and Nikolaitse, the 1, 2, 3. Martinez in fourth place this time, but Shi Yiting really in a class of her own in this, and she won by almost 2.5 seconds.
Well, that was astounding. In the shadows over there near the 200-meter mark, watch the acceleration from Shi Yiting. This little part here, extraordinary. That has, she has just raced past Oliveira Cruz, Rodriguez, Nikolaitse as if they were standing still. And then in the straight, she has powered away. What about the battle for second? Watch Nikolaitse. She has almost got the silver medal. It was very close. She was finishing at a rate of knots. Shi Yiting comes home alone. And then in lane number 3, it was Jeong from Korea holding on. And then Nikolaitse, Claudia Nikolaitse from Germany, the 26-year-old who almost nabbed her and got through for the bronze medal position. And you'd love to see her in the 400 meters because she was just starting to warm up. And then it was Martinez, and you're quite right, Oliveira Cruz. She was in it for such a long way. In fact, with 50 metres to go, she was still a chance of a medal, but it was a real scrap to the line. But it was all about this lady, Shi Yiting. What extraordinary acceleration from the 18-year-old. She'll only get better as well, and that's the scary thing.
Yeah, she'll only get faster as well, and she was only 1400ths outside of that 12-year-old world record held by a compatriot, Wang Fang. Brilliant running from her all the way, and it was about with 50 metres gone that she really got into her stride fantastically. So tight in the race for second place. Martinez lost a bit of momentum on the line, almost got the silver, finished fourth instead, but Shi Yiting basically never any doubt. What a start, what a race. Shi Yiting, 28.74 gets the gold. Jun, the silver for Korea, and Nikolajczyk, the bronze for Germany. Martinez just went out of it in fourth, Oliveira fifth. And what thrills we've had in the men's long jump so far this week, and the T37 should be no exception. They can go out to beyond 6 metres. T37, cerebral palsy, second least impaired category, second strongest. And of course, it's full over on the far side, and there's Brazilian interest. Matheus Evangelista Cardoso. Getting the acclaim of his audience, Hyder Ali of Pakistan. Evangelista Cardoso is the Pan Am champion over the 1, the 2 and the long jump. Here's Mario Tatarin of Argentina, silver in the long jump in the Pan Ams, behind the Brazilian. Akil Whitehead, third in the long jump in the Pan Ams. So we have all the medalists from that, from Toronto here. Andrei Onofrenko, former world champion from Lyon in 2013. His best Paralympic results, a hat-trick of bronzes in the noughties. Ali Alfanaita from Iran, silver in the long jump of the Worlds in Doha. Actually quite a good javelin thrower as well. He won the Asian Games bronze in that. Also for Ukraine, Vladislav Sabroleni, first major championship for him. Almana Kalkayev for Kazakhstan. Bronzes in the 1 and the 2 in the Asian Games, and fourth in the long jump. He'll be a contender. Bertrand of France, seventh in the 400 in Lyon at the Worlds in 2013. Wu of China, third in the 400, fourth in the 800 at the Worlds in Doha. Andrea Della Ave of South Africa, bronze in the long jump in the last 2 World Championships. Shang of China, the reigning world champion. And also Asian Game champion over the 100, 200 and 400, and he won silver in the long jump, but gold in Doha.
Our next event on the track is the men's 1500-metre T20 Final, and we have a field of 9 to do battle here. And evenly matched field. Steve Morris from Great Britain will start on the inside, turning 28 today. Michael Brannigan goes in as one of the favourites as well. Steve Morris only competing in the 1500 metres, finished 6th in this event at London 2012. We see Brannigan, who has drawn position number 2 at the start. Brannigan, the 19-year-old, who was the winner of this event in Doha, clocking a time of 3:56.5, and also was the silver medalist in the 5,000 metres at the World Championships. That is Daniel Pick from Poland. Poland with a couple of starters, including Rafael Horsch, the 34-year-old. Here's Cristiano Pereira from Portugal. Pereira, 20 years of age, and finished just outside of the medals in the 800 at the World, 6th in this event at the World Championships, the 1500. This is Iman Nasiri Bazanjani from Iran. Mohamed Hersi from Denmark. Pavlo Wojciechowicz from Ukraine, having a pretty good championships, the Ukraine. And here is the young star from the USA, Michael Brannigan. Plenty of interest in this man in the States, showing off the muscles. And Steve Morris from Great Britain. So it's one of the Blue Ribbon events in the athletics program, the 1500 metres. And this is the T20 classification. And they're being called to their marks. Plenty of action on the back straight side of the stadium at the moment, with the long jump going on as well. Here they go. And away with a really good start from Brannigan, who makes a statement in the early stages, goes straight to the lead with Wojciechowicz on the outside. Morris just tucks in behind, and out wider, Pereira's coming over as well, doing a little bit of extra work up to second place. Brannigan leads Pereira, a little bit of jostling there. Morris getting into a little bit of trouble on the inside, and there was a bit of a backwash as an effect there. Korsch along the inside was interfered with as well. So they come around the turn, and there's no pace on at all. It is Brannigan looking to dictate terms here. The 19-year-old with a personal best of 3:48.85 for the 1500 metres. Hasn't run that this season, though. From Pereira the outside, Morris is next on the inside, and then Wojciechowicz is fourth with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, Brannigan, the world champion, and Pereira taking it up for the moment, but it is a relatively sedate pace. Steve Morris, a Great Britain, tucked behind, but we have the European champion, Daniel Peck, the reigning Paralympic champion, Payman Naziri Bazanjani. It's also the reigning Asian Games champion, ready to pounce as well. But they've taken this around decently, Pereira and Brannigan. Remember, we've had a 1500 metres already here in the visually impaired category that was faster than the Olympic Games 1500 metres round this same track. But Brannigan is based out of the state of New York, East Newport. He's taken up most of the running here so far. Got silver in the 5,000 metres also in Doha. Pereira just tucked on his outside. Now a little bit of movement from Ukraine, and Pavlo Wojciechowicz on the outside. Tucked even further back is the reigning Paralympic champion, Naziri Bazanjani. 2 laps to go, and it's very much as you were, Brannigan and Pereira at the front.
So Brannigan just in front of Pereira, Morris third the inside, and then Wojciechowicz has had a very good run in transit. Korsch is next, and his fellow countryman is right behind him in Peck as they head to the back straight. And then next on the outside is Naziri Bazanjani, and towards the end of the field is Paiva, and the man detached is Hersey from Denmark as they continue their journey with approximately 600 metres to go. Brannigan just tries to put the foot down there, gets away from Morris. There's a couple of metres between them. Getting to third is the Ukrainian Wojciechowicz, and also moving up in fourth place, Naziri Bazanjani, covering a little bit of extra territory on the outside. And then came the inside Pereira from Korsch, and then Peck the inner. That's the order. As they come down the straight, Brannigan just tried to surge there, just comes back underneath himself again with Morris, and now Wojciechowicz looks to put the pace on. Just behind them is Mohammed Hersey with a lap to go.
Yeah, Brannigan leading at the bell, Morris in second place, and third is Wojciechowicz. The reigning Paralympic champion in fourth, Naziri Bazanjani, and the battle will be between these four. And Naziri Bazanjani's moving up into third place. Look at this movement from the outside. He's up into second place. It's Brannigan, the world champion, out in front for the United States. A good gap back to Naziri Bazanjani in second, but he's still fighting for the gold. A big battle for the bronze as well between Morris and Wojciechowicz. Final turn, Michael Brannigan leads for the United States. The world champions leading out, the Paralympic champion. And is there too much of a gap for Naziri to get the gold this time? It's going to be Michael Brannigan for the United States. He'll be the Paralympic Games champion, and he's done it in 3:51. And a real fight for second. Naziri's going to be overtaken, is he? Yes, he is! Overtaken on the line, Naziri on the inside by Daniel Peck, who takes the silver. Naziri Bazanjani the bronze. Trevor Kortz the fourth place for Poland. What a great victory in the end for Michael Brannigan of the United States. It's a European record for Daniel Peck on the inside for Poland. 3:56.17, and Naziri Bazanjani, he's still run an Asian record 3:56.24, but he had just stopped before the line. Surely wasn't aware that Peck was there. Cork in fourth for Poland. Brannigan magnificent with that 3:51, and it looked as if that magnificent overtaking maneuver by Naziri Bazanjani might have just got him the gold, but Brannigan was made of sterner stuff, and brilliant race by Peck to get under the inside for the silver.
Yes, I have a suspicion that Naziri Bazanjani certainly didn't hear the athletes behind him coming, and he's thrown the silver away. He's eased down near the line. This man didn't ease down. Michael Brannigan, it was pure force from a lap to go. He tried to just run a tactical race and surge with a lap and a half to go. He just broke them up a little, and then as they came back to him with a lap to go, this is where he took off again. It was good stop-start tactics over the 1,500 metres. And now down the back straight, there was this move from Naziri Bazanjani. Brannigan took off, though. He responded and put a further gap in them. Morris was left lamenting on the inside. He was starting to battle. But as we have a look at the closing stages, Brannigan has waltzed home, but look at Naziri Bazanjani. He's eased down near the line, and Daniel Peck's just got him right on the peg. He's run a good time, 3:56.17, and then it was Bazanjani 3:56.24. There was little in it. And Korsch for Poland. The Poles basically worked together. They were running on together. And it is Poland with a silver medal and also fourth place. But Michael Brannigan coming in as one of the stars from the US team, and another with a bright future, Paralympic gold, but that surely isn't his only medal that he's going to take home in Paralympics to come.
Brannigan timed that very well indeed, and he had enough of a gap in the end. Michael Brannigan wins, 3:51.73. Daniel Peck, the silver for Poland, snatched it away from Naziri Bazanjani, the outgoing Paralympic champion, in third for Iran. Korsch fourth for Poland. Women's 400 metres, T37 victory ceremony from earlier this morning. What a result in the end. 37 Celsius it is now, and this the T37 of the second strongest cerebral palsy category. It's an extended podium for the relays that we'll have later in this morning session. So Georgie just picking the right spot. Georgie Hermitage. Bob Fisher and Rodrigo Garcia, our presentation party. The Paralympic champion from London 2012. Bronze this time for Neda Bahi of Tunisia. And yet, it was still an African record, 103.71. Faster than the time in which she'd claimed gold 4 years ago. Now she broke her own record by a second and a half. Much faster than the London winning time. We keep saying it. Wen Xiaoyan in her first major championship, taking advantage of this very fast engine out track. A new Asian record, 103.28. taking half a second off her lifetime best. She was inside the Paralympic record set by Georgie Hermitage yesterday. Bahi just outside, and silver for China for Wen. Flowers fade, silver toms do not. A new world record for Georgie Hermitage. 1 minute, 0.53, taking a full 10th off the record set at the European Championships last June in Grosseto. Just about 3 seconds off a Paralympic record from the semi-final. Georgie Hermitage, who won the 100 in a world record time. And I will keep reiterating, the temperature down there is astonishing. Most normal human beings would have melted. Not Georgie Hermitage, another world record. And a world record fashion too. So, God Save the Queen. You've heard there the national anthem of Great Britain. And the Queen has been in touch. Buckingham Palace already tweeting their congratulations to Georgie Hermitage, Paralympic champion on the double. Flags out in her honour, and huge support for the home athlete Matheus Evangelista Cardoso. We're in the opening round of this men's long jump, T37. Oh, that's a huge one! That's gone out beyond 6 meters. Matheus Evangelista Cardoso will be giving those fans on the far side a lot to enthuse about. Fourth in the 100 meters final. He's the reigning Pan Am champion in the long jump and the 1 and the 2. And he's our leader. 6 meters 21 is fantastic. T37, cerebral palsy category. Same category as Hermitage, who we've just seen. Now the men's 400 meters T52 victory ceremony. The third fastest, second most impaired wheelchair racing discipline. Nice feeling for the man in the middle to get back in the middle podium. Bob Fisher, Rodrigo Garcia with us again. Won the 100 meters gold medal for the United States, dethroning the great Raymond Martin. And there's such a hubbub around the stadium now. Bronze this time around for Gianfranco Iannota. A bronze to go with his earlier gold. Silver and bronze, and Leon didn't medal actually in Doha in the most recent World Championships, but he's got 2 prime medals here. The world champion finishes second in the Paralympic Games. Tomoki Sato of Japan. His first Paralympic Games medal. While he may have been top of the podium in Qatar at the end of last year, a Paralympic silver medal, a prime achievement. Successfully defending the title, won 4 years ago in London. Went to Lyon in the World Championships the following year and picked up 5 gold medals. The first man to manage that. Got there ahead of Marcel Hug. And having finished second behind his fellow American Iannota in the 100 meters final, it's that winning feeling again for Raymond Martin. His 4th Paralympic gold medal, his first Golden Tom. So Raymond Martin picks up his 2nd medal of the Games. It's a gold and a silver. For Iannota, a gold and a bronze. And Martin still has the 1,500 meters to come. Oh, just the 2 races for Iannota. Back to the long jump. We have a Brazilian leader.
Yes, so far we've had all of the first attempts that have taken place, and the second attempts also now being officiated on. This is our Chinese competitor.
Oh, that's another huge one by Shang. That's well over 6 meters. Remember that brilliant 6:21 in the opening round by Matheus Evangelista of Brazil. And he used the board not very much at all, but he's gone well beyond 6 meters. That might just be the lead. 6:31, the Paralympic record of Gotcha Kugayev. Shang is the world record holder in Doha when he won the world title of 6:47, and he's broken it! 6:52, a new world record for Shang Wangzhou.
Well, that is something else very early on in the competition. And now this is the Brazilian Matheus Evangelista Cardoso, 6:21 already. 6:52 is a hard standard to try and beat. He prepares himself, he powers down the runway, picks up the speed, he powers up to the board. I tell you what, it's not bad. Let's have a look at this. This might even challenge the Chinese athlete. They'll go crazy if this is a world record. Well, what a leap from Evangelista Cardoso, also competing in the 100 and 400 here. He was just outside the medals in the 100 meters. The Parapan American champion in long jump, 100 and 200 meters, so he's got plenty of speed. This T37 classification, what is the official jump? He loves it, judging by his reaction. He's bettered it. 6:53, it's a world record. It just keeps getting better over there.
Well, any jump to improve on that from now on in the battle for the gold, it will have to be a world record. Hyder Ali of Pakistan, 6:08 in the opening round to go third, and that looks a bit better beyond 6 for Hyder Ali. Comes into this with a decent season's best of 6:25. Pakistan jumper who won silver in the long jump in Beijing in 08. His only major championship medal. Hyder Ali, 6:28, improves his season's best and he's third. Women's Javelin F36 is our next field final. And 8 go in this. Katarzyna Pajkarz, the reigning champion and world record holder for Poland. Her only major championship title on a global scale. Well, here she is, the reigning Paralympic champion from London 2012, who won silver in Doha at the World Championships, Katarzyna Pajkarz. For Serbia, it's Saska Sokolov, her first major championship. Holly Arnold from Great Britain, the reigning world champion, who's won the last 2 world titles. For Australia, Madeleine Hogan, bronze in the javelin in the last 2 Paralympic Games, the world champion in Christchurch in 2011. The United Arab Emirates, Mariam Aloushi, silver in the javelin and the shot in Incheon, and bronze in the discus in the last Asian Games. For New Zealand, Holly Robinson, silver in Lyon, bronze in Doha in the last 2 World Championships. For Thailand, Surang Kamsuk, the reigning Asian Games champion. Zhao Hongmai of China, 4th in London 2012. It's a high standard. As it should be, it's the Paralympic final.
So that competition about to get underway. We have another event on the track shortly, which is the men's 4x100 meters final, T11 to T13. That's still about 20 minutes away. That's the next track event. We'll also have a victory ceremony or two, but let's head back to the long jump, because this has been extraordinary with 2 world records falling already. Brazil has the leader, Mateus Evangelista Cardoso. This is Amanat Kalkayev from Kazakhstan, the 24-year-old, wanting encouragement. His first leap was 5:35. He currently sits in around equal 7th position with that leap. Oh, and things have gone awry in the air there. Just losing his way. It's gone wrong, but thanking the crowd for their support. He's got a few more attempts to come. Exciting man to watch, but dragging that left leg. Oh, yes, it was all over the place in the end. So we've seen 3 seasons best from Ali from Pakistan, Tataran from Argentina, and also Anya Frenko from the Ukraine, and a world record from Evangelista Cardoso. Remembering that the world record, 3:99, that leap, by the way, the world record had already fallen, and Cardoso actually got over the top of that. Now we move on to javelin.
Yes, and here is our reigning champion, the Paralympic Games champion for Poland, Katarzyna Pajkat. Worth pointing out, this has not been competed at recent European Championships. It has been at a global basis. Holly Arnold has won the last 2 world titles. Pajkat, London 2012, and she sets the standard. The first row of the competition is 40:35, and that's only set him 80 centimeters off her own world record. Sokolov of Serbia, second to throw. So her major championship debut. She plays in the National Handball League for Pirot. That's the able-bodied handball. And that's coming down at around 34 meters. Gets the white flag. So obviously got a very strong left arm, not just for the javelin, but also aiming shots at goal in handball. She likes it. 33.26. It's very close to a lifetime best. It's 99 centimeters off. Well, Holly Arnold has won the last 2 world titles. One of those who would have watched the last Paralympic Games and been really enthused by it. Finished 5th at London 2012 and 11th in 2008. What a throw! It's very close to the world record. That might just be the lead. It's a brilliant throw by Arnold. She lives in Wales, in Caerphilly, born in Grimsby, which is quite a bit away. She loves it. Oh, the lead, 41.10, and it's only 5 centimeters of Pajkat's world record. Lifetime best. Madeline Hogan for Australia now, from Melbourne, Victoria. She's thrown 34 this season. Well, let's rewrite that sentence. She's thrown at least 37 this season. Well, it's still conditions. It's a lovely day, and the athletes are producing some magnificent stuff. 37.53, Hogan. goes into the bronze medal position. Great stuff so far. A couple of silvers and a bronze for Al-Matrouchi in the throwing competitions of the last Asian Games in Incheon. And that'll be shy of 30. And there's now the Asia Oceania Championships.
It's not throwing this season as far as she would like. She can get over the 30 mark, but she's underneath the 30 mark at the moment from the United Arab Emirates. Mariam Al-Matrouchi. That's 25.11 at this stage. Now, from New Zealand, Holly Robinson. First attempt. Mark to beat at the moment, 41.1 from Holly Arnold from Great Britain. And this is on its way. What about that? You could see in the background the world record and Paralympic record marker. She's gone very close, so this could be something right out of the box.
Well, the way it's going, the world record surely is going to go today. That's incredibly close.
Well, that mark is 41.15, world record, Paralympic record. This is going to be around 41 metres, 40.8. So a terrific start for Holly Robinson, 40.8. And you get the impression she's just warming up.
And that's only a centimetre behind her lifetime best set this year. The standard is astonishing here, Matt.
Now we see Shirang Kamsuk from Thailand, 39 years of age. She can get over the 30-metre mark, but she hasn't been throwing in that form lately. And it looks as though she has got just underneath that 30-metre mark, showing a little bit of frustration as she walks away. Wait on the official verdict. Yeah, landing just before that 30-metre line. Wasn't by a great deal, though. In fact, it was a no throw.
I'll update on Holly Robinson quickly, by the way. That lifetime best was in general competition, so 40.80 is a new Oceania record.
Zhao Hongmei from China, 31 years of age. Now, she can get it up near the 40-metre mark, and she's going to have to here if she wants to medal at this 2016 Paralympic Games. And this is a high standard with, at the moment, Holly Robinson from New Zealand and also Holly Arnold fighting things out. Here is Zhao Hongmei. Oh, this is going to be just below the world record, Paralympic record. The pole in the end landing just over the line, but it hit the ground previously. So a bit of an optical illusion, but it's still going to be excellent and well in calculations. So this is going to be a terrific competition. $39.5, so already that is a personal best for Zhao Hongmei.
And an Asian record. That's one to follow.
So we've seen the Australasian record, the Asian record fall already in that F46 category, women's javelin throw, as we move on to the men's 100-metre T51 victory ceremony.
Yes, this T51, it's the most impaired wheelchair racing category, so it takes them a while to get into their rhythm.
I love this race. I thought this was a superb performance by the man from Belgium. And this man, Mr. Philippe Meter from Belgium, he's going to have great delight. presenting the gold medal here.
Edgar Navarro, the 200 meters world champion, twice over, twice the 400 meters champion, formerly the 100 meters world champion, and he's been a Paralympic Games champion also in 2004 over 200 meters. Picks up the bronze here. Well, Navarro's been winning major championship medals since 2002. Mohamed Barakal, gold in the discus in London 2012. He's a versatile man, the Algerian. From Algiers, the capital. Been a world champion in that also. But he's been winning medals all the time in the 100 meters too. It's the fourth time he's managed that bronze in the 100 in London 2012. Silver in Lyon, bronze in Doha, and silver in Rio. Peter Genin. Well, they've obviously booked the Belgian sports minister quite aptly today, haven't they? He gets the gold here. He's the reigning world champion over 100 and 400 meters, European champion as well, and now he has the clean sweep. Peter Genin is the Paralympic champion in his first Paralympic Games as a track athlete, former wheelchair rugby international, and a golden Tom as well.
And a lovely moment between the sports minister and the gold medalist. A massive hug on the top of the podium. Glory for Belgium. And now the national anthem.
For Belgique, België, the national anthem. Well, he's picked up every gold medal of note, and the 400 meters still to come. He's the man they have to catch in that also, Peter Genin. Mohamed Barakal and Edgar Navarro also. Belgian national anthem in football gets sung in 2 different languages simultaneously, depending where you're from. Well, what excitement we've had already in the women's javelin. Here comes Paikat with her second throw. Look at that, 40.35, and she's down in 3rd place, the world record holder. So it may need a breaking of her world record for her to get the gold, and that's as close as it gets, surely. Now, how's she done it? We can't see properly because the view is obscured by a man with a even better view than us. Well, if she's done this, that would be exceptional. The world record is 41.15. That can't be any closer. It's 41.10 that Anna leads, 41.07, and Picard goes into the silver medal position. Holly Arnold now, 41 meters 10 in the first round. 5 centimeters away from the world record. She's our leader. Picard breathing down her neck. Oh yes, world record for certain. It's beyond the line and Holly Arnold's done it. And she's extended a lead and the world record is surely gone.
She got close in the first attempt, 41.105 centimetres off the world record, but yes, that'll be a world record for sure. Clearly better than her first attempt. Look at that.
41.68. It's a new world record for Holly Arnold. And that might not be the last of the day in this. Zhao, fantastic earlier. Asian record 39.50 in 5th place right now. And she will need to throw further than that.
So the hottest part of the day, it's 38 degrees down there trackside. Approaching midday local time in Rio. This is Katarzyna Picard, 41.07. Her world record's just been toppled. Will this spur her on? Not quite. It's around the 39-metre mark, I'd suggest.
I think you're spot on there, to be honest, Matt. It's just a shade under the 40. Well, she's going to need to break her old world record, 39.15 that was. Good call. Sokolov currently down in 6th position. 33-26 in the first round. She's probably going to need a lifetime best in order to compete. That won't be it. And basically, you have to throw over 40 meters to get into the medals, and over 41, I would guess, in order to make sure. Great field action, and Holly Arnold. Here comes her third throw. World record in the previous round, 41.68. It's good, but not good enough. But she leads. Well, she's won the last 2 global titles, those 2 world championships. At conditions like this, it was very hot in Lyon. Very much the same also in Doha. Well, 38-28, but she's our leader. Flying the flag with her prosthetic.
From Australia, Madeleine Hogan, 27 years of age. She's getting up near her PB. She's about half a metre off that at the moment. 40.29 is her lifetime best. She's up to 39.75, so she's just starting to crank it up. Plenty of excellent throwing around her. That isn't too bad, but it's not going to be up around the 40 mark. It's 39.28, 39.28, so the worst throw from her 3 attempts to date. She's already thrown a season's best, but is still ranked in 4th place. Needs to get it around that 40-metre mark if she's a chance at a medal. Mariam El-Matrouchi from the United Arab Emirates, 29 years of age. Her best attempt was 28.98. Season's best this year. And so far, one attempt has registered a score here, 25.11. And 26.69, so that's an improvement. Currently sitting in 7th position.
Been a great competition, hasn't it been for Holly so far, Matt? Holly Robinson, she's in the bronze medal position, 40.80 in the opening round. And to get any higher, realistically, she's going to have to go beyond that world record line, which is the old world record. She's come really close to that again. Gets the white flag, Holly Robinson. And she's from Dunedin, where Anna Grimaldi, the long jump champion, comes from. Obviously got a great para program there. That's probably around 40.5. Just under that, 40 meters 13. And she's got the Australasian record for the day. Kamsuk of Thailand. I mean, the standard has been so awesome today. Kamsuk having difficulty so far in keeping track. Not much of a run-up, you'll note. Kamsuk is the reigning Asian Games champion. From Incheon 2 years ago. And the next Asian Games are, was it Jakarta, 2 years?
Correct, in 2018.
So here goes Zhong Honmai of China. Very good throwing from her so far, but she's down in 5th. 39.50 in the opening round, a new Asian record. She'll need to extend that. It's at best 39, probably around 38 from her. And really from now on, it's going to have to be an extra metre on that Asian record in order to get into the medals. Actually has to be 1.30 m. We have been spoiled with the standard so far today. We've reached the halfway stage of the competition. That's coming up as 38.47 for Zhao Hongmai. 4th in London 2012. 39.50 remains her best. Let's join Zhang Guangzhou of China, 6.52. A world record in the first round of the men's long jump, but that has since been bettered by Matias Evangelista Cardoso of Brazil. 6.53. T37. It's a cerebral palsy category. Here he comes. Zhang Guangzhou. Thundering down the strip. Whoa, he's gone a long way. That's over 6.5 for certain. 6.52 in the opening round. Still an Asian record. It's a record for everybody bar the Americas. But he's gone way out here. Taking on Evangelista head-to-head and taking on the crowd here too. Oh, look at the delight. It's a world record, 6:77. That is huge. Magnificent by Shaq.
Now on the track we have the men's 4x100 metre T11-13 final for vision impaired athletes, and we have a field of 4. The defending champions Russia not here, of course, so we have Uzbekistan in lane 1, Brazil in lane 3, China 5, Namibia 7, Brazil with a strong chance of a medal here. China's final leg to be run by Liu Wei, who is very strong. This is Namibia. Mbala, Toba, Aloysius and Chikongo, Johannes Nambala, to kick off proceedings. Here are the Chinese, and it'll be Di Dong Dong to start their campaign. Sun Kikau, the second change. Here is the team from Brazil, Geronimo da Silva, pumping up the crowd. Rojo, Silva and Gomez will bring them home, the 30-year-old. And here is Uzbekistan, the team of Sakatov, Birashadov, Saliev and Kamraev. So always exciting, the relays. The changes of ultra importance here. With the mix of categories, the T11 to T13, some athletes with guides, some without. So Brazil with high hopes here. China the team to beat. Leading into the Paralympic Games, Brazil ran a quicker time than China, but China making a real statement in the heat for this event. Ready to go. So world record 42.11, Paralympic record 42.66. Namibia off to a pretty good start. So too China. And at this stage, it looks as though they're holding onto their stagger at the first change. And everything's pretty clean there down the back. At this stage, Namibia lead. But I say that Brazil is starting to eat into that second margin of the Chinese as they change again. Off the back section, Namibia, China, now Brazil lifting. The third runner from Brazil, Silva, is absolutely flying. He gives it to Gomez. The 30-year-old goes for home. Look at Brazil go! Charging away from China. Into third, Uzbekistan, but it's all Brazil. And the time is a Paralympic record, 42.37. High excitement in the stadium. The team of Da Silva, Arroyo, Silva and Gomez have dominated in the 4x100 metre T11-13 final. So it's gold to Brazil, the Paralympic record announced on the big screens around the stadium. It is Geronimo da Silva. They finished 5th in this event in Doha, and they've blown them away in 2016 in Rio.
Well, just listen to the crowd. And it's national records for everybody in that. But Brazil, so exceptional in taking the gold here. When Felipe Gomez was coming through with his guy, De Lima Silva, just the explosion of noise within this stadium. They love their team sports here, you know. And they rocked China completely here. Daniel Silva in the penultimate leg, Geronimo da Silva and Gustavo Araujo prior to that. And they just blitzed it. They blitzed China completely. And the Chinese, with Lu Wai in the anchor leg, just absolutely could not respond. That was exceptional stuff. And wonderful for Uzbekistan as well, you have to say, to get the bronze medal.
It really was the second runner from Brazil, Gustavo Araujo, who really ate into the margin they had from the Chinese, because it was Namibia who, from that stagger out wide, who led early, and then it was China, but then Brazil. Look at Araujo, very quick, and then a clean change, the guide in between them, always precarious, but it was Silva who then gave it to Gomez, and by this stage they had swept past the Chinese. Uzbekistan, to their credit, have finished off really well.
Well, it was a great piece of tactical work for them to place the athletes where they did. Geronimo da Silva is the only man without an individual major title, because Araujo is the Pan Am champion from Toronto. Daniel Silva's won a huge amount of world titles, 2 of those in his day, back-to-back. And Felipe Gomez, 200 meters T11 Paralympic champion and reigning world champion as well. And they finished top. 42.37, a very good Paralympic record for them. China, on paper, would have been stronger, not necessarily faster. Brazil have been here, and they have been magnificent. Great speed, great finesse. They got everything, looked to get everything right when they were tapping the athletes. No baton in this, remember. And what a brilliant anchor leg by Felipe Gomez. Geronimo da Silva picks up his second relay gold. They are the Pan Am champions as well, and they are the Paralympic champions too. And just look at Felipe Gomez being urged all the way by De Lima Silva. And they knew that glory was theirs, and the stadium absolutely exploded. Great win. And mea culpa is batons for the guides and the athletes with sight, at least visual impairment. But anyway, they've got the gold medal, and the stadium, those who've come every day, been lucky enough to come every day, have seen some incredible Brazilian performances, and they have been on the front pages of all the big newspapers here every single day. So we know what the main focus is going to be tomorrow. China with the silver.
So the full result, it was a gold medal to Brazil in Paralympic record time, 42.37. China the silver medal, Uzbekistan with the bronze. So one more event on the track to come. Round 1 of the men's 800 metres for T34 classified athletes, and the javelin and the long jump still in progress.
And back to the long jump now, which is like the women's javelin final, been absolutely thrilling. Vladislav Zarabelny of Ukraine, 5:45, his lifetime best, his season's best going into today. 5:95 he's gone out to. And he's currently 30 centimeters off the medals. Good attempt. That's his 4th. De La Ave is now just 9 centimeters behind with a 5:86. Javelin, his major championship debut on the global scale. He's from Dnipro, Ukraine. As we keep saying, with an excellent parasports program, they have a huge talent spotting program. Well, 487 is a big disimprovement, but he remains in 4th place. Here's Ali of Pakistan. Gone out to 6:28 in the second round. Remember, any switching around in the gold medal position from now on needs a world record. Silver in Beijing in the long jump and fourth in the discus. Picked up an injury, if I remember, in Doha. He was entered in the 100 and the long jump, but had a twinge a day or two before his competitions. He was in Doha, but couldn't compete. So here he comes. Decent lift. It's beyond 6 meters, certainly. Obviously, it attracts a lot of sprinters, the long jump. You've got the run-up, you've got the burst of speed. Jesse Owens and Carl Lewis responsible for that, for their various generations. 6 meters 19. Not a bad set of marks, really. It's good and consistent, but 6:28 remains his best, and he stays in third place. The former leader and former world record holder, Evangelista Cardosa, and the former from 20 minutes ago, 6:53. Zhang flying out to 6:77. The wind here is negligible. Zhang actually flew into a slight headwind. Evangelista, a slight wind at his back for his world record. But again needs the jump of his life to take the lead, to take the world record back. Can he get it going? Oh, it's excellent. Maybe. He's close to it if he hasn't done it. And he used the board really well. Excellent run-up. 6:77 his target. Got the body up well. It looked better than it was, 6:45. The empty seat's there because of the baking sunshine, and I can tell you it's 38 Celsius. That's the hottest we've had during the Paralympic Games. Everybody's in the shade at that end now. And Zhang is threatening to put everyone else in the shade. The nationalised injury tape for the muscles and the back of his thigh. Obviously there's something that he's seeking to protect. And actually, Zhang appears to have passed up his fourth round attempt, and he has. In the lead, so he's decided to declare for this fourth round. We go into round 5, and Valentin Bertrand of France. 5:68, his best attempt so far. 7th in Lyon. It's a red flag. So Valentin Bertrand remains in 8th place. Good games for Argentina so far. Mario Tatarin, silver in the Pan Ams in this in Toronto last year. He's 5th in the 100 meters. Now he gets the green light. He's given that a good go. 5:85, his lifetime best. That at the moment would only put him up one further place from 7th to 6th. Yeah, 5:47. So Tataren's first attempt remains his best. Minutes from the next track action. Semi-finals of the men's 800 meters T34, the fastest cerebral palsy wheelchair racers. And we've a victory ceremony coming.
This is for the women's 200 meters T36 category. Some terrific finals on the track in this morning's session. This one, no exception. And what a dominant display this turned out to be, with a memorable victory from Shi Yiting from China, the 18-year-old who on the bend was accelerating past runners like they were standing still. A personal best of 28.74, smashing her previous best out of the ballpark. China, with Fang Wang having the world record and Paralympic record, but not that far outside of it, Shi Yiting. It was Jiang Mingjie from Korea in second place, and Claudia Nikolajczyk finishing at the rate of knots for Germany. Mr. Rodrigo Garcia present again here for this ceremony. So Nikolajczyk has a silver and a bronze in the kit now. A silver medalist in the 100 meters, and now a bronze in the 200 meters. The 26-year-old, she'll compete in the relay later on. That adds to her 4 medals that she's taken at Paralympic Games previously. 2 silvers in Beijing and 2 bronze medals in London.
And a younger sister, a Paralympian now as well, Nicole.
The silver medalist, Jiang Mingjie from Korea, 39 years of age. And a season's best in this final. And 4th in the 100, but gets some silverware in the 200 meters with a silver medal, and that is now her 3rd Paralympic medal. Silver medals in London in the 100 and the 200. Wiping the tears away. Lovely scenes. And the young star, the 18-year-old from China, about to receive her gold medal. First major championships, and hasn't she made an impact here with an extraordinary display in the women's 200. The gold medalist, Shi Yiting. The 11th gold for China in track and field. They lead the tally at this venue. And now stand by for the national anthem of China, as the mascot, the golden hair, is given to Shi Yiting. A job well done, a memorable victory.
Shi Yiting takes a fabulous gold for China. So, Holly Robinson from Dunedin in New Zealand, 41.22. Her best so far. She's gone past the old world record. What have you got for us now, Holly? That's another good one. It's around 40 meters. But Robinson, how well she's done to get up to the silver medal position today. She's had an absolutely brilliant final. It's been a magnificent high standard event anyway. Robinson with that 41.22, a new Oceania Australasian record with a 5th round attempt, 2nd for now. There's still 2 more to go. The former world record holder, the reigning Paralympic champion, for 1 more throw. Katarzyna Pajkat. What can she pull out of the fire here? Robinson had finished 7th, by the way, in the Javelin in London. And in Lyon it was silver, and Doha bronze. Will it be silver or bronze for her? Will it be gold for Pajkat again? It's around 35, and Pajkat gets the bronze. Robinson the silver, and the Paralympic champion is Holly Arnold of Great Britain. She just couldn't pull out something massive right at the end. And Pajkat, 41.07, 3 centimeters shy of the world record she held going into today. Well, that was a great family moment. And here comes our champion. Holly Arnold getting it out. Getting it well out. Again, it's beyond the old world record mark. Holly Arnold, 41.68 in the 2nd round. That for a new world record. And she might have produced something really special here. It's gone way beyond. Surely she's done it. She thinks she has. The crowd's gone wild. Holly Arnold for Great Britain. She's got the gold. Oh, look at that. 43.01. It's another world record. It's new frontiers. An undiscovered country for Holly Arnold, the Paralympic champion. 43.01. And she gets the gold. And honestly, she couldn't have asked any better than that. She's broken the world record twice. And Holly Arnold adds to Great Britain's golden haul. Well, in the Olympic Games, they outperformed in terms of the overall medals, how they did in London. And on a daily basis, they've won slightly more here as well. And it's taking a while for Holly for it all to sink in, and we can say that about the silver medalist as well. Holly 1, Holly 2, Arnold the gold, Robinson the silver for New Zealand. 41.22 for her.
Now the men's 1500-metre T20 victory ceremony, and this was the star turn from 19-year-old Michael Brannigan from the USA. The time of 3:51.73. Mr. Renato Cuccini officiating with Mr. Rodrigo Garcia, Rio 2016 director. It was a tactical run from Brannigan. And this man, Payman Nasiri Bazanjani, it could have easily been a silver medal. He was in silver medal place after a surge down the back straight, but he pulled up right near the line and didn't hear his opponents coming. But it's a bronze medal. Only event he's competing in here. He won this event 4 years ago. He's also a volunteer back in his home country. And boy, he gave us some great entertainment. during the 1500-metre final. Well, the silver medalist, Daniel Peck, came from the clouds, the 24-year-old from Poland. He'll also be competing in the 400 metres. He was the silver medalist in this event in London. He has the Silver Cross of Merit that was presented to him in 2013 from the Polish president. And he powered up the home straight to grab that silver medal. And the world champion, the 19-year-old, he was all the talk leading into this Rio 2016 campaign in track and field as one of the men to watch from the USA. Michael Brannigan, winner at the Pan American Games, world champion in this 1500-metre discipline. And he surged away with a paralysing last 400 metres. It was a brilliant display. So a gold medal to Michael Brannigan, Daniel Peck in second, Siri Bazanjani in third, Poland finishing in fourth as well, Rafał Korsz. But a golden moment for the US and a star. Well, we'll be seeing a lot more of this man in Michael Brannigan, 19 years of age. And I'm sure many more moments like that to come as he calls in the silver and bronze medalists. There's been so much respect between all of the athletes here. And that'll be an enduring image after the Rio 2016 Paralympics is gone. That Michael Brannigan finishing the 1500 metres as fresh as a daisy. As we turn our attention to another gold medalist, a world record holder now in the javelin, and boy has she thrilled us. It was the Holly show. Holly Arnold from Great Britain, Holly Robinson from New Zealand in silver, and Katarzyna Pajkart from Poland, the 30-year-old, a season's best for her in the silver medal place. And it was Zhao Hongmei from China and Madeline Hogan from Australia in fifth.
Another high-octane event, as well as the women's javelin, has been this men's long jump. It's the T37 Final. So here's where we stand. We've got 4 left to go in this final round. Vladislav Zarabelny of Ukraine lies in 4th place, 5.95, and needs an improvement of 33 centimetres to get into the medals. And that does not look like it will be it. Zadrobeli making his international debut for Ukraine last September. As we say, they're generally very, very successful in para-athletics and on the IAAF circuit as well. A great athletic nation. Well, 5.76, his second best attempt of the day, 5.95, and he's just outside the medals. Currently in 3rd is Hyder Ali of Pakistan. That's silver in the long jump in Beijing 8 years ago now. Also finished 4th in the discus there. He was a sprinter for a while. And as we say, had been due to take part in that in Doha at the World Championships. But that injury did for him. But he flew the flag at the opening ceremony. And he's flying the flag here. That's beyond 6 meters again by Hyder Ali. Very, very good, strong attempt. I don't think it's going to get past our top 2. It can be immensely proud of what he's achieved here. So, Evangelista Cardoso. Gold in the 1, the 2, and the long jump in Toronto at the Para Pan Ams last summer. 6.53, that world record in round 2, which he held for around 20 minutes. He needs to break the new world record of 6 meters 77 to claim the gold.
But what an amazing leap by the Chinese athlete, which was 24 centimetres more than this man's world record set earlier. It's an astounding competition. This man would be wondering, what do I have to do to win a gold medal?
Brazil have had a magnificent Paralympic Games. And we're only just past the halfway mark. Here he comes, going for gold, Evangelista! Oh, it's red, and Zhang is the champion. And Evangelista had his glory. He had the world record, he had the lead, but it's silver instead. And Zhang is the champion, and only just over the plasticine. But I don't think the distance would have made it anyway.
The result of going for broke, going for everything. But a silver medal in spectacular style.
Field action has been magnificent this morning. World records in the javelin, world records in the long jump. I think Zhang might skip this, you know. We'd love him to go for a lap of honor and try and give us another world record, but he's got the flag out. So I guess that's it. Zhang is our winner, 6 meters 77. He has officially now skipped his final attempt, but he has added 30 centimeters onto his lifetime best today. A new Chinese, Asian, Paralympic and world record. The World and Asian Games champion is now the Paralympic champion too. Evangelista with a new South American and all America's record of 6.53, because obviously that was the world record that he set earlier in the competition, but it was the 3rd attempt of Zhang that earns him the gold. And for Evangelista, another brilliant silver medal. And the standard just keeps getting raised. Well, there's obviously something inspiring about this stadium. World records on the track, but also in the field. What an enjoyable competition. Zhang, gold for China, world record, 6 meters 77. Matthias Evangelista, the silver for Brazil. Haider Ali, the bronze for Pakistan. Such enthusiasm. We're going to the men's 800 meters T34. I can tell you around where Zhang is celebrating at the moment. He's just kissed the podium, by the way, where he'll be getting his gold medal in the afternoon. There's a huge amount of Finnish fans around there, and they're out for one of the men we'll see here in this first round of the men's 800 meters T34, and that is the reigning European champion, Henry Mani of Finland. Also in this, Isaac Towers of Great Britain, and the great Wally Katila, who's won the last 2 World Championship titles at this distance. Reid McCracken of Australia, silver in the 1, the 2 and the 4. From Lyon in 2013 and the World Championships from Bundaberg in Queensland. And silver in the 1, bronze in the 8 in London 2012. The full field in this: McCracken of Great Britain, Henry Manley of Finland, Isaac Towers, Great Britain, Sébastien Maubrey of France. Silver in the 1 and the 2, very good sprinter, former world champion over 100, and Katila of Tunisia in 7. McCracken of Australia in 3. So away we go. The first time of asking is McCracken, Mani, Towers, Maubrey and Katila. Towers we see in a lot of wheelchair races in Western Europe. Look at Katila go. He's already won gold in the 100 meters here. And in the last 2 global championships, he's taken the gold in the 4 shortest distances in this T34. They're the fastest of the cerebral palsy wheelchair racers. McCracken lying in 2nd place. Towers, Mani taking position right behind, and Maubrey also of France. Great enthusiasm right around this stadium. It's the top 3 to go through, and the next 2 fastest across these 2 semi-finals. Katila right now is everyone where he wants them, i.e. behind him. 2nd place for Reid McCracken. One of those inspired and meeting Kurt Fearnley into saying, I think I'll give this wheelchair racing a go. He's turned out to be very, very good indeed. Katila, very much the case also. Leading for Tunisia, he took the bell. McCracken in 2nd place. Maubrey, Mane and Towers behind 3rd, 4th and 5th. But Katila, such a fine athlete in this discipline. He's led all the way here. McCracken on his wheel in 2nd place, just to make sure that he'll certainly get through. And then the other 3, Mani, Towers and Maubrey, beginning to stride across the different lanes to try and get an advantage now. McCracken's going for this. McCracken wants to get a win in this semi-final. Here comes Katila. It's almost like they're going for gold. And Katila gets it with McCracken in 2nd place. Real race on for 3rd there. It was a bit of a photo, but McCracken really went for that one, and he went strong. And Katila wasn't going to be beaten. He doesn't like being beaten at all. I think it was Maubrey in 3rd place with Towers in 4th. We'll confirm that for you. It's a new Paralympic record, by the way, as well, for Wally Katila, 1:46.28. And look at this. It's almost as if they were racing for the gold medal. He doesn't like being beaten, even in the heats. Money takes third, McCracken second, and Katila gets the win.
Well, what a great preview for the final later on, but McCracken looked as though he was going to take that, no problems at all. And I think at the top of the straight, Katila just edged off thinking, well, we're not going to really race, are we? And all of a sudden, McCracken said, yes, we are. And with 50 metres to go, Katila said, well, you're not going to have it. But, yeah, it was terrific. And we've still got one more heat to come. But that's a real preview as to what we should expect in the final.
The thing as well, I guess, is that if Katila hadn't done that, McCracken would have won, but he'd have got the Paralympic record. And Katila's not having that.
Yeah, they pushed each other, didn't they? So that Paralympic record of 1:46.28 and McCracken's time of 1:46.31. So qualifying as well, Henry Mani from Finland. And it is basically the medal podium from the 100-metre final. Tunisia, Australia, Finland there, the same order.
Katila, the reigning world champion. Mani, the European champion in third. And McCracken didn't compete in the Asia Oceania Championships in Dubai. Australia skipped that. New Zealand were in it. McCracken staking a very, very big claim. Now you could ask how full belt Katila had gone in the first 700 meters, but as soon as he saw McCracken having a crack, he was not going to be denied.
39 degrees trackside. Crowd enjoying things here. They've had a bit to cheer about with the Brazilians this morning. They've had a gold medal in the relay, a great display in the long jump.
Well, we have some great Brazilian football shirts in the crowd. There was an Irish rugby one there.
Let's have a look at the lane draw for the 800-metre second heat. And we're going from lanes 3 through to 7 here. Pruitt from the United States has recorded the fastest, the 22-year-old, of any of these athletes. 5th in the 200 in London. There he is. Didn't make the final in the 100 4 years ago. He's also competing in the 100 metres in this classification later on at the championships. Ben Rawlings from Great Britain. The 20-year-old, not in personal best form to date. He's also competing in the 100 and finished 4th at the World Championships in this 12 months ago. So a field of 5. First 3 go through, then the next 2 fastest. We've got Middick from Switzerland, Smeek from Canada, Rawlings from Great Britain, Pruitt from the USA, and El Hamadi from the United Arab Emirates. And a staggered start with the initial lead in the hands of Smeek, and he's going to cross over in front of Middick, directly behind him. And then from out deeper, Pruitt and Rawlings cross over. And now Pruitt's going to take it up. So off the back, it's Pruitt in front. And they race into single file as they come into the home straight on the first occasion, with a Paralympic record already set in the first heat. So showing the way, out in front is Pruitt. He leads El Hamadi in second place, Smeek in third, and then directly behind him is Rawlings, and just slightly detached at the moment at the tail of the field is the athlete in last place, but now just catches up again. So with 250 metres to go, it is Pruitt the leader. But look at El Hamadi getting up on the inside, coming through. At this stage, it's going to be a struggle for Rawlings for Great Britain, still last of the 5, as El Hamadi kicks away, comes round the turn. It's El Hamadi racing clear, and this is making a real statement here in the final stages. Now, Pruitt's in second, back in the field. I don't think Rawlings can get there. No, he won't. And in third place, it'll be Mittick, but a big win to El Hamadi from Pruitt, Mittick, and then behind them Smeek and Rawlings, 1:44.97, and they've broken the Paralympic record again. So this is going to be some sort of a final.
That's absolutely fantastic. They've actually taken just about a second and a third off it from what we saw from Katila earlier. El Hamadi, it's a statement, and you know what? He was freewheeling down the closing straight as well, wasn't he? Man who won gold in the 2 and the 4 at the World Championships in 2011. Silver in the 8 behind Katila 2013. It's going to be a good battle between these two. El Hamadi did very well at the Asia Oceania Championships earlier this year in Dubai as well. And look at that gap, and then all of a sudden, okay, that's it, that'll do. 2 wheels in the closing, what, 80 meters? Could have actually threatened the world record there, maybe. It's an astonishing way for him to finish off. Paralympic record 1:44.96. Thank you very much.
So he looks behind, and it was daylight. 40-degree daylight, which it has reached here on the track. There's a little scoreboard right at the 50-meter mark that indicates how hot it is trackside. It's not going to be that easy in the final. What a trio, Mohammed El Hamadi, Reid McCracken and Walid Katila. That's mouth-watering stuff.
And Ben Rawlings eliminated there, by the way, who won 3 European medals earlier in the summer. We're going to use that big podium because we've got the relay victory ceremony on the way.
I thought there was plenty of noise in the stadium for some reason. As we confirm the result there, Mohammed El Hamadi, Paralympic record that was set moments earlier, 1:44.96. Austin Pruitt from the United States in second place. And this is how it'll shape up. The main chances, El Hamadi, Katila, McCracken, Pruitt and Mittick will also be flies in the ointment.
Well, this is the victory ceremony coming up for the relay, the men's 4x100 meters, T11-13. Complete visual impairment for some. Visual impairment of various categories. Terrific race, actually a brilliant win for Brazil, and I suppose we shouldn't be too surprised considering how successful they normally are in the visual impairment categories, both in the men's and the women's. Where Guillermina has helped a huge amount along with the Santoses. Dwayne Cale, 4 swimming golds in Atlanta '96. Rosa Cordoville, president of the Union of Blind People in Brazil. Uzbekistan actually were quite impressive in this, the way they took the bronze medal. They edged out Namibia down into 4th place, and it's an excellent result for them. They, in terms of the global stage, we don't see them very often having successes in international athletics, either on the IPC or the IAAF circuit. Uzbekistan with gold in the discus for Kuznedin Norbakov, bronze in the long jump through Donior Salayev in the T12, who was involved in this, along with Fakhruddin Kamrayev, Mansour Abdurashidov and Miran Sakitov, with his guide Jalaluddin Kamrokolov. Their third athletics medal of the Games. And Uzbekistan, ninth most successful nation overall. 24 medals they've won across all sports. This their 14th bronze. They've won 6 gold. 3 in judo, 2 in swimming. And that previously referenced throwing 1 in the athletics. Won 10 judo medals, actually. 9 in swimming. Asian Games in 2 years' time, they'll be rubbing their hands with glee with. And there's a Para-Asian Games as well, in Jakarta coming. It's the silver medal for China. Di Dongdong, who we've seen a lot of this week, Sun Qishao, Chen Mingyu, Lu Wai, and Ding Di's guide, Wang. Normally very strong in all kinds of relays. But silver for them this time. We're 4th in the relay in Doha, just outside the medals there, so it is a big upgrade for them to get the silver here. And for that, they will be grateful and quite pleased. Well, this is a major change of fortune for them. Brazil finished 5th in the World Championship final in Doha, and they were disqualified in Lyon in 2013 and also at London 2012. So this makes up for it. Geronimo da Silva, Gustavo Araujo, Daniel Silva and his guide De Oliveira Salas, and Felipe Gomez and his guide De Lima Silva. Silver for Silva in the 100. Silver also for Felipe Gomez in the 100 meters. Only China have won more athletics medals than Brazil now. Only China and Great Britain have won more titles here in the Paralympic athletics. And you know this will be sung with gusto for Brazil. What a game is Brazil are having. They've really turned it on for the crowds who've come out. China the silver, Uzbekistan the bronze. Brazil just keep on enjoying. And that, by the way, is Uzbekistan's first ever track Paralympic medal. The first athletics medals have come this year, and that's the first one that they have won in track athletics. In the history of the Paralympic Games. Well, problem for the editors of the Brazilian newspapers. What do they put on the front page tomorrow then? That's an awful lot of toms. Wonder who he talked to be allowed one of those. The easiest way of getting one is to win a Paralympic gold. Couple more medal ceremonies to come.
This is the women's javelin F46 victory ceremony, and this was another world record. Great Britain's Holly Arnold, 22 years of age, and today threw over 2 meters further than she's ever thrown before in competition. Leading into these Paralympic Games, finished 5th in this event 4 years ago, but was the world champion, or is the world champion. Holly Robinson from New Zealand in silver, and Katarzyna Pajkat, who held the previous world record, in 3rd place. And the world record mark hasn't just been set here, it's been absolutely annihilated. 43.01, which is almost 2 meters further than anybody else has ever thrown in the world. Mr. Dwayne Carl, and he'll be presenting the medals. Here he is with Katarzyna Pajkat from Poland. Finished 8th in the long jump, bronze medalist here, defending Paralympic champion. Wasn't to be in Rio, but her 2nd Paralympic medal. Her 3rd Olympics. She competed in Beijing with an injury. A satisfying result. So the 21-year-old from New Zealand, the silver medalist. A brilliant result for her. Finished in 7th place at her 1st Paralympic Games in London. She's the flag bearer for New Zealand here in Rio at that brilliant opening ceremony. A great result, taking home a silver medal. Great smiles from Holly Robinson. And Holly Arnold, 22 years of age, with a spectacular display. The new world mark that'll be very hard to beat. Born in Grimsby. Her 3rd Olympic Games, but her most memorable. 3rd time lucky, a gold medal. And boy, that's a world record mark that we've never seen before. Over the 43-meter mark in this classification. She looks down at the medal. It's all starting to sink in. And now it's time for the national anthem of Great Britain. So a hearty congratulations from the previous gold medalist. It's gold to Great Britain and Holly Arnold. It was the Holly show. Silver, New Zealand, and it was bronze to Poland.
Well, what a magnificent competition we also had in the men's long jump, T37, and the mirror image, if you like, of the women's javelin we've just seen. A couple of world records going in this, and needed the world record to be broken in order to claim the gold. And again, two athletes went past that previous world record mark. And Brazil on the podium. Hyder Ali of Pakistan with the bronze medal. Previously a silver in Beijing 8 years ago. The medals just keep on coming. He's picked up the silver medal here, and for a while he was in top spot and he broke the world record. Zhang's previous mark of 6:47, he went out to 6:53. Zhang, I should say, went out to 6:52 in the first round. So with the world record broken 3 times here, Evangelista really pushed it. The triple champion from the Pan Ams in Toronto. And having set a new mark himself, it needed another world record to deny him the gold. Zhang Guangzhou, the triple Asian Games champion who took gold in Doha. He'd set the world mark of 6:47 in doing that. 6:52 in round 1. A new world record. What a standard that set. Evangelista Cardoso went past it with a 6:53. But then 6 meters, 77. An astonishing mark. And the gold medal is his. world record. He always knew the way to go. So Shang with the gold, Evangelista Cardoso the silver for Brazil, and Haider Ali the bronze for Pakistan in what has been an absolutely superb competition. Let's take a look at the men's club through F32. So let's take a look at Stephen Miller of Great Britain here. The throws all happening at once. 31.40 had been his best for the season, and that a really good effort beyond the 30-meter line to put him well into contention here. 31.93, his best of the season. And Miller taking the bronze. Here's Konstanidis of Greece. He really can hold them out. Brilliant, smooth rhythm. It's not that very far away from the world record mark. 33.69 in the end, on the third round, and ultimately denied by just 22 centimeters by the world record holder, Maciej Sochal of Poland. Silver in Lyon, bronze in Doha, and the last two world champions had never won a Paralympic medal in two previous attempts going into these games. But that's the effort that's won him the gold. Solid throwing, and Poland top of the pile once more. Sosha takes the honours, Konstanidis the silver. Miller had been the Paralympic champion in three previous Olympic Games: Atlanta, Sydney and Athens, the three times world champion. Bronze for him, and gold for Maciej Sochal. 33.91 with Konstantinidis getting the silver and Miller the bronze.
Next up is the victory ceremony for the men's 100 metres T38 category. And what a fascinating renewal it was, with the favourites going into the final. After in different heats, we had Hu Jiangwen from China, who really powered through his heat, and Evan O'Hanlon from Australia, who eased up, had a bit of a look around, but in the final, with full guns blazing, Hu powered away in the early stages to record a world record time of 10:74 from Evan O'Hanlon. And it was Edson Pinheiro who snatched third for Brazil in a memorable final. He's also competing in the men's long jump later on in the program, but a bronze medal to Edson Pinheiro, who finished just outside the medals in Beijing 8 years ago and 5th in London 4 years ago, but was the silver medalist from the World Championships last year. So he's been on the improve, and a deserved bronze. It's a real three-way go to the line between him, Boyce from South Africa, and Zhu from China. In fact, Pinheiro and Boyce having the same time for the 100-metre journey, but this man took it in a photo finish. Evan O'Hanlon. This now adds to the tally of 5 Paralympic medals before today, with golds in Beijing and London in the 100, 200 metres, and in Beijing, the 4x100 metre relay. Now you can add a silver to that.
Well, he said in the aftermath of this race that this will be his last ever appearance at the Paralympics. He's a driven man. I've had the pleasure of working with him. He's been a magnificent champion. Silver medal for Evan. Terrific athlete. Double champion, 1 and 2 in 2012. 3 golds 2011, 3 golds 2013. Maybe we will see him again.
Well, this man was something else. Hu Jiangwen, the 29-year-old. Brilliant acceleration from the blocks, and was able to put up that early lead over O'Hanlon that was unsaleable. The world champion in the 100 and the 200, and now Paralympic champion, dethroning O'Hanlon. A world record holder now of 10:74 for the 100 metres. A great final and a great champion. Hu Jiangwen from China, and now the national anthem.
It was a big battle between the world and Paralympic champions going into this, and O'Hanlon had won the world title previously, 2011 and 2013, Paralympic title 2012, and in his absence from Doha, who had taken that world title, and he is now the Paralympic champion too. Did it in a world record as well. Women's Javelin F46 was a magnificent competition. World record going into this held by Katarzyna Pajkat, 41 meters 50. But she'd found herself in third position at the end of the opening round. Threw this one out magnificently, so close to her own world record line. Came narrowly short though, 41 meters 07. Poland massively successful at the recent European Championships in Grosseto. They were the second most medals there behind Russia. 41.07, and Pajkat looking to go on, break her world record, and maybe win the gold. Instead, Holly Robinson from New Zealand, based in Dunedin. Look at that, 40 meters 80, 40.83, lifetime best with her second throw. And then in the last round, got that one way out, beyond that world record line. 41.22, a new continental record for her. For Australasia, Oceania. Beating Pajkat by 15 centimeters, 41.22. Would have been a world record, but for Holly Arnold, 41.68 in the second round, that a world record. And then with a final attempt, going way out, furthest throw in history, 43.01. Absolutely awesome throwing in this arm amputee category. Skipped for 42. A new world record for Holly Arnold, and she takes the gold for Great Britain. 43.01, and that was absolutely scintillating. It was a magnificent competition, and in truth, any one of our three medalists could very easily have taken the gold. So the two Hollies, Arnold and Robinson, beyond the world record line of Pajkat, who couldn't broach it herself. 43.01, gold for Arnold, Robinson the silver for New Zealand, Pajkat the bronze for Poland.
The men's long jump competition, T37 class, and this was an extraordinary competition. 40 degrees Celsius track sides, bathed in sunshine. And that's a terrific leap. Oh, it's a fantastic leap around the 6.50 m mark from Haida Ali from Pakistan. Did it get that far, or is it just before that? 6.28. 6.28, that's a season's best. He can jump further. Now this man, Mateus Evangelista Cardoso from Brazil, the 22-year-old, first in the order, comes down the runway, plenty of power, and he's brought the crowd to life there. That's bigger than Ali's. 6.53, a world record at this early stage of the competition. Well, that's a high-class leap, 6.53, bettering his 6.21 first attempt. Now, Shang Guangzhou from China, 21 years of age. If he can jump round his season's best, he'll give the world record a shake. He's in good form. This is his third attempt in the baking sun. He's on his way. Oh, what about that? That's near the 7 mark. That's going to be enormous. That is a lot better than Evangelista Cardoso's of Brazil. And it's an extraordinary leap of 6.77. That's head and shoulders above anything else that's been jumped in Paralympic history, in world history, in this T37 competition. That is unbelievable. A world record by a long way. Shang Guangzhou from China, the 21-year-old, the fresh-faced 21-year-old, and the emotion pours out. He's the gold medalist in spectacular fashion. A gold to China. Mateus Evangelista Cardoso had the world record for about 20 minutes, the silver medalist, and Haider Ali from Pakistan, the bronze. There is the result. In fourth was Rebellini from Ukraine, and then it was Dadaev from South Africa in fifth. But a brilliant win.
Hot stuff today. 2 world records on the track, 2 in the javelin, 3 in the long jump. It's always fun in Rio. More later. Bye-bye.